4 years ago, Resident Evil 4 reinvented Capcom's flagging horror series to great fanfare. Resident Evil 5 has now arrived with much anticipation and seems to have picked up the series' unfortunate tradition of refusing to evolve with the time. Resident Evil 5 returns to the main storyline for the first time since Resident Evil 0, with Chris Redfield returning. He's on the hunt for bioterrorists in a fictional African country, and of course stumbles across the birthplace of the virus that has been causing all the trouble since Resident Evil 1. Far from Metal Gear Solid 4's satisfying plot wrap-up, Resident Evil 5's narrative quickly turns clumsy and slapdash. Embarrassingly telegraphed plot points lack punch, and silly dialogue robs the story of any resonance hoped for at the end of its 13-year run.
Suckers!
There's also the issue of racism, which has repeatedly reared its ugly head during the game's development. Capcom is definitely toying with loaded imagery that has at various times in our history been used to demean an entire people. While that isn't the case in RE5, its use in the game lacks any real point of view. This visual symbology is here solely for our entertainment, which is both troubling and unnecessary. For the first time in the series, 2-player co-op is offered. We strongly suggest that you take them up on the offer, as Chris's co-op partner Sheva has some of the worst AI we've seen since the Haley Joel Osment movie. She loves to waste ammo and sort of stand around while you try to kill the things that are attacking you. The idea is clearly that the challenges presented by the controls and the more 360-degree nature of the combat are alleviated by a second character assisting you. But in the solo game, this just isn't the case. RE5's control scheme closely resembles that of RE4, which was an improvement for the series 4 years ago, but is now an anachronism wholly unjustified in a 2009 game. Chris and Sheva move with a plodding sluggishness, and of course, cannot move or even pivot in place while shooting. Even better, your extremely limited inventory can only be accessed in real time. Understandable in co-op, but maddening in single player. QTE sequences involve dodge maneuvers, and they make me wonder why they didn't just put in a dodge button. These problems don't render the game unplayable by any means, but they're seemingly arbitrary impediments and don't serve to heighten tension, just frustration. Resident Evil 5 is, first and foremost, an action game. There are few puzzles, and you travel a mostly linear path. This puts the action elements of the game in the forefront, which makes it doubly puzzling why more third-person action-controlled innovations of the past years were not incorporated. A half-assed cover mechanic does make an appearance, becoming essential late in the game, but it's fairly unintuitive and mostly serves to highlight how frustrating games like Gears of War and Uncharted would be without regenerating health. Okay, let me put the brakes on the bitching for a second. This is not a terrible game. I have a lot of problems with it, but that's not to say I didn't enjoy it. It's gorgeous to look at, some of the levels are very well designed and on par with RE4's best environments, and it is fun to play with a friend, although you'll need a patient one to get through the whole game. The trouble is that what was fresh and exciting in 2005 has been eclipsed by other games' advances in this rapidly evolving industry. Instead of keeping pace, Resident Evil 5 seems all too happy to linger in their shadow. A 3 out of 5.